Hi, I'm Steve Cook. I'm the 2010 bodybuilding.com Fit Body winner, also the 2010 Muscle and Fitness male model winner, as well as a professional level NGA bodybuilder. I'm here to talk to you a little bit today about how I achieve my physique through diet, nutrition, my training, and my supplementation. Really want to help those out there that are looking to transform themselves from high school or collegiate sports, looking to get more into the fitness world. I myself played college football and high school football, as well as track, basketball, and it's really easy when you have coaches and you have other guys around telling you and pushing you. But what do you do once you're alone in a gym? When I got out of high school and got done playing college football, I looked at it still in the same way. I was going into the gym with a goal in mind, whether it's to compete on stage, just to be healthier, have little goals you can set for yourself, whether it's, in 2 weeks I'm gonna max out and see where I'm at, see where I'm getting stronger, or I'm gonna test my body fat. And you have to go in there with something that's gonna keep you motivated, keep you on track, or else you're just gonna be going through the motions. There's so much of a parallel between sports and lifting. When you compete in sports, yeah, the final, you're gonna be measured against other people. In bodybuilding, there is that competition between other people you can have, but more importantly, I think it's between yourself. Every day you're gonna wake up and look in the mirror and you're gonna see results. You're gonna see it happening and kind of setting those goals, going into the gym and just seeing, getting the pump as, Arnold described it or whatever. It is an amazing feeling. And going in there with that competitive mindset, just that competitive attitude that'll take you a lot further, even if it's just competing against yourself. Because really, when it's all said and done, the goal is to be healthier, and that's something that's personal. When I go to the gym, it's 100% business. I don't go there to socialize. You see a lot of people in the gym, running their mouth, whatnot. For me, I throw the iPods in and I like to get after it. Whether it's, heavy lifting, or if it's more of a circuit training, depending on exactly what my goals are. I like to switch it up. I do a lot of resistance training with heavy weights, where I'm doing heavy squats, basic lifts. One thing that I do like to do is if I'm doing a basic movement, whether it's a bench press or a squat, I do like to go fairly heavy, down to as low as 4 reps, up to about 12. If I'm doing more of an isolation movement, I'm gonna do a little bit more in there. I'm at the end of my workout or whatnot. But I like to switch it up, keep things interesting, and that's how I've gotten my best results. I wanted to build a big chest. I saw everyone in the gym doing flat bench. My bench press got real strong, but it didn't do a whole lot for my chest. And I had to kind of sit down, and it was kind of a hard thing for me to do. I had to say, hey, bench press isn't working to build my chest. I started to do more of an incline, building my upper chest. For a beginner, going in there and just doing the basic stuff will be a great foundation. You can then, set your goals. Some people have, genetically your disposition to build big arms, have to work on their legs a little bit or whatnot. But just getting into the gym, starting out basic, just doing your basic lifts, really doing them proper. Good form, you never throw the weights around. I always change up my rep tempo. Some days it's real, I'm slow, deliberate, always under control. Other days it's more of a power. I'm training a little bit faster pace. If I'm training for mass, I'm gonna take a little bit more time between my sets. If I'm training more for a show or to get cut up, it's more of a cardiovascular workout as well. I typically train on a 4 on, 1 off when I'm getting ready for something, whether it be a show or for the spring, trying to get a little bit more cut up. I like to go in and hit my back and biceps one day, chest and triceps, legs and shoulders. Shoulders, I find that I get the best results when I do just a shoulder workout. Cardio for me is something that I think is very important when I'm trying to maintain or get down to a certain body fat. It's also very important in, if you're in a bulk, you still need to do some form of cardio just for your heart. I like to do it either in the morning or before my workout. I don't ever do cardio and then work out very close together. It's a couple hours apart, or I do cardio if I'm in a pinch right after. Cardio is one of those things you just need to, if you need to get it done, do it when you can. Plateaus are something everyone's going to run into. When I hit a plateau, the first thing I do is I look in my training log, my body space, at what I have been doing. Obviously, if it's not working, if you're hitting a plateau, something needs to change. Either you need to hit harder, maybe back off a little bit, maybe take a couple days of rest and just totally let your body recuperate. Maybe you need to also look at your diet. Also sleep. Sleep's something, you're not going to be able to go to the gym and perform like you should if you're not getting adequate amount of sleep. So you got to look at everything, and then kind of, back to the drawing boards, maybe add an exercise or two for a couple weeks. If you've been doing more of a volume, drop your sets down, shorten up your workout, train for intensity, really heavy weights, and just track your progress. Well, that was how I train. For full content on my whole training routine, check out the page below. Now, time to talk a little bit more about nutrition. People ask me, what's your diet? And I always tell them, it's not really a diet for me anymore. I've made a decision to live like this, and it's a healthier lifestyle. One thing that's going to definitely become apparent as you start your training is that diet plays a huge role. Growing up high school or whatnot, you can pretty much eat whatever you want. As long as you're in the gym, you're going to grow a little bit. As we get older, our bodies are going to change, and you're going to need good nutrition, whether either in a bulk or cutting. Fueling your body with the right sources of carbohydrates, proteins, and fat make all the difference in the world. You have a plan in the gym, why not have a plan on your diet as well? It's something that goes hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. I eat 7 meals a day. I know that sounds a little bit extreme. My metabolism is a furnace, and I'm always stoking it with fuel. I'm always feeding it, giving it good sources of energy, good carbohydrates, good protein, and it's always revved up, ready to go. I try to eat every 2.5 to 3.5 hours. When I wake up, I get something and I'm eating then until I go to bed. My meals consist of protein, carbohydrates, and good fats. A good protein source for me, chicken. You have the cottage cheese, chicken, you hear that. I also like, ground beef, really lean ground beef's good, sirloin steak every now and then. Eggs, I eat a lot of egg whites. And then I also, post-workout, I love to get a shake in, or if I'm on the go and can't grab something. But just make sure that you're getting at least 1 gram per pound of body weight. Good carb sources, I like sweet potatoes, yams, obviously vegetables. People, look at me and sometimes think I'm a rabbit just because of the amount of vegetables I'm always eating. Other good carb sources, I get brown rice, quinoa, oatmeal. I also like the carb cycle, keep my metabolism and my body guessing, one day go really high, followed by, a medium and a low day. It also depends on my activity level. If I'm out there skiing, being very active, I can afford more grams of carbohydrates and whatnot. If I'm a little bit less active, if I'm at home watching a football game or whatnot, I'm going to back off the carbs to get most of my calories in the form of fats and proteins. Fats are very important for testosterone production in your body. Nuts and nut butter, I eat a lot of almond butter. Almonds to me taste like candy now, I love it. I also like avocados and olive oil and whatnot, but it's important to remember that fats are more calorie dense than the carbohydrates and the proteins. So it really does come down to calories in versus calories out when you talk about losing weight, but it's also the quality of calories when you talk about body composition. No one can go all the time without having any cravings. There's things you can do to really help out. I love the 10-calorie sugar-free Jellos. That that gives me that satisfies my craving for a lot of sweets when I'm on a strict diet. But one thing that I really am a big believer is every now and then throw a cheat meal in there. Whether it's once a week or if you're just starting out, once every 3 days or whatnot. You have to allow yourself to have a break. You have to allow yourself to splurge, whether it's pizza or a hamburger. Pick one meal and get after it. Now that you know about how important nutrition is, you can check out my full meal plan on the page below. Now let's get into another important topic, supplementation. One other very important aspect of training and dieting is supplementation. It comes in when you can't get all your meals or you're lacking vitamins and whatnot. Supplement's something that you can take advantage of and really see the gains. It's something that I like to do whether I'm in a bulking or cutting phase. 3 supplements I can't do without, definitely going to be the glutamine, the branched chain amino acids, and then the protein. These are things that no matter what cycle I'm in my life or where I'm at, I have to make sure that I get enough of. I really feel like the glutamine really helps me repair, my damaged body from the workouts, and it's something that I really think everyone can benefit from. For me, I make sure that if I get a new supplement, I always read the label. I see exactly when I should take it. Usually I take my multivitamins and my thermogenic a little before I eat breakfast. A lot of supplements you should take with food or on an empty stomach. That's one thing that you really need to look at and see. Follow the directions. Protein shakes are essential for me as soon as I get done with my workout. There's so many supplements out, and they're always coming out with new supplements, and they always are claiming things. Now you need to check out bodybuilding.com, check out the reviews on them, make sure that they are in parallel with what your goals are. You're not going to take a mass gaining carbohydrate protein drink if you're trying to cut. There's so many great companies out there that make supplements that you really can't go wrong. But the key is to really know what you're putting in your body and know what you can expect out of it. You know, supplements, like I said, are there just to supplement things. You can't have a poor diet and poor training and take supplements and expect to have miracles. Now that you know what I do for my training, nutrition, and supplementation, check it out on the page below. Or find me at BodySpace. My username is SteveCook_32. Ask me questions anytime. I'd love to get back to you. For other content like this, check out bodybuilding.com.